sometimes they're legitimate companies. The people that running the company have no clue what's going on with the shares and the promotion.
Something, and I get asked this a lot, and I'd like to hear your responses. We talk about promotions and pump and dumps. So, it's kind of a different world these days and this day age. So, will you explain when you say promoted or when you say pumped stock, etc., what did that mean 10 years ago and what does it mean today?
Well, the key thing about a promoted stock, it's all about supply and demand. If you have a stock that nobody knows about, it's a very small company, and they want to get investors, they want people to learn about them. Nobody's buying the stock, nobody cares about the stock. So sometimes you'll have the company itself pay for promotion, or they'll go to investor conferences, and that's, I consider to be at least somewhat legit. It's not something I'm going to be happy
and
about.
Legal.
Yeah, it's legal.
Yep. Because that's another thing people think, people hear pump and dump and they think, illegal, cocaine, hookers, dead bodies. But there's nothing illegal about a company trying to promote their stock, to a certain extent.
Right,
obviously.
right.
So, yeah.
Promoting a company, whether it's the company itself or an investor, is completely legal. And I would say that some pump and dumps are completely legal too. It all depends on the details. So if a company is saying one thing, or the CEO is saying one thing, and then that's not actually happening. If they're putting out false press releases, then that's fraud. If the CEO is selling shares into the promotion and he's not saying that he's doing that's fraudulent. If a company or an investor in the company puts out a mailer that's saying, "Oh, this is a great company. Look at all these wonderful things they're doing," and there are lies in that mailer, in that promotion, then that's fraud. If somebody is promoting a stock and they own shares of the company and are selling into the promotion, that's called scalping, and that's illegal. Now, that's important to differentiate between that scalping, which is a technical legal definition, and scalping just meaning like a day trader trading a stock very quickly.
In and out.
Yeah, in and out in a few minutes.
So that's why I asked that question, because I'll get this from time to time as people, they'll get an email or they'll, this dates me, a fax or a hard copy mailer, and they automatically go to, well, this is a pump and dump. Well, again, listen to all the things Michael listed. Listen, these companies, they need money. They might have real products. They may have noble intentions. Just because you get an email or a hard copy mailer does not mean there's something sketchy going on. So, now most of the time, yes, but doesn't always mean that.
And sometimes these companies are just pure shell companies set up for the sole point of running a pump and dump.
Yes.
Sometimes they're legitimate companies that got reverse merged into a shell, and the people that running the company have no clue what's going on with the shares and the promotion. One company I think that was the case with is the Alkaline Water Company.
Okay.
WTER. It trades on the NASDAQ now.
Are these the alkaline water people that then have you put a spritz of lemon in it?
I don't know. All I know is that it's alkaline water.
You get the joke.
Sorry.
Come on! Isn't your wife a chemist?
Yes, she is.
That was some next level nerd joke right there, man, and it went completely
right over my head.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh gosh, I feel bad now. And my dad's a chemist. I don't think I'll be able to tell anyone about that. But so it's traded on the NASDAQ. Right after it reverse merged into a public company, there was a big stock promotion. And I'm sure I blogged about it on my blog. The stock went from probably 50 cents to a couple dollars a share, and then dropped down beneath 10 cents. And it was a real company with real products at the time, but somebody who owned millions and millions of shares was paying for a promotion, and they were selling into that promotion. Okay. And that is what makes stock promotions so good for short sellers, because you can absolutely guarantee that a promoted stock is going to have a lot of selling pressure, because you don't pay for promotion unless you're going to be, selling something.
Right. Because so just kind of a mechanics of, again, this idea, again, back to this person of interest A, if he's got millions of shares and he pays someone $50,000, $100,000 to pump this stock up, I mean, he's going to dump those shares. He's going to create a massive supply of shares, which basic supply and demand, if nobody's buying because the stock is cratering and there's excess supply, then it's going to drop. And why would person of interest A pay $100,000 to promote this stock unless he's going to sell it, unless he's just an idiot, basically.
Yeah.
So
if you have a liquid stock that's actually trading real volume, people wants to sell. If somebody wants to sell, they just sell.
If Tim Cook wants to sell 1 million shares of Apple, he can do that easily. Apple trades 20 million shares a day or whatever the number is. He can just sell into the open market. He doesn't need to create fake demand to sell into. So
exactly. So again, like with the alkaline water company, I think their product is junk. I think alkaline water is junk. But it's a real company with real product, with real business, and it started out being promoted. But the company itself was legit, and now they're traded on the NASDAQ. And that has happened to a couple other big stock promotions. I want to say, which one of the shoe companies was it? Do you remember? I think it was before both our times. Either Jimmy Choo, no, it was Steve Madden.
Yeah, which was on Wolf of Wall Street, right?
Yeah.
Or it was based on that.
Yeah. And because the founder actually went to prison for stock fraud because there were misrepresentations about the business. And then, of course, he gets out. The business does really well. So there are real companies, there are fake companies, but anytime the reason why I like and am drawn to the stock promotions is just because you have this really powerful supply and demand aspect where I know that if I'm short selling, I'm on the same side as the people that are manipulating the stock.
Exactly.
Like I like to be on the same side as people that are smart, and I like to be trading against people that are dumb. Because when you think about it, who is buying a stock because they get a nice glossy brochure in the mail? They are either an idiot and they believe what's in the mailer, or more likely, they are naive and they think it's a scam, but that they can profit from it, and they buy because of that.
And just again, kind of a little bit of a sidebar. Keep in mind when Michael says he wants to be on the side of the other guys. Remember, when you're short selling, you're selling before you buy. So the idea is you're selling right when that sketchy, person of interest A I keep joking about, you're selling the same time he is, and then you get to then buy those shares back at a lower price. Where he's out, he's taken his money and skipped off to the Caymans or whatever. As a short seller, you're selling with him. So you're joining that selling on a, again, a fully legal side, and then you're buying those shares back after the stock drops, and then you collect the difference. You're selling before you buy. Same idea. You're buying low and selling high. You're just reversing the time frame is all. Thanks for watching our video. Be sure to comment below with any trading related question. We love answering your questions. Also, like and share with your friends, and be sure to subscribe to be notified as soon as our next video hits. And if you're looking to expand your trading knowledge, don't forget to check out all of our other videos, and be sure to click the trial below. Check out StocksToTrade. I think it is one of the best, most rapidly advancing softwares out there. Be sure to check out our trial.